Quick economics on gender inequality. Really, really important topic, guys, in terms of development. Okay, so let's start off with, according to Sen. Sen is one of the famous development economists. Okay, he says development is a process. It's a process. It's gradual. You can't just magically wave a wand and suddenly a nation becomes developed. It's a process. It involves a lot of different aspects. Okay, so one aspect that has increased in terms of prominence in development is gender inequality. Okay, so gender disparities are among the most entrenched form of inequality. Why? Because females make up almost half of the population. Okay, and it's one of the greatest barriers to human development. And that came from the HDI report in 2019. So you can see it's a really, really important part of development. So gender inequality, for those to be very specific, gender inequality refers to gender-based disadvantages in three main areas: reproductive health, empowerment, and the labor market. Okay. Now, you don't necessarily need to get too much into reproductive health, but I will explain what that actually is. But the most important thing is that gender inequality leads to a lack of development, especially in a lot of developing nations. Okay. One thing here is that the nearer you are to zero, so it goes down. The lower the number is, the more equal you are. So the closer you are to zero means there's literally no inequality. Okay, no one's at zero. But the idea is it's a gradual process. Like I said, Sense said it's a gradual process, development. Each time you're getting closer and closer to zero. That's the whole idea. Okay, reproductive health is a state of complete mental and social well-being, not just the absence of disease or infirmity of the reproductive system. So it encompasses quite a lot of things. Okay. Now, in 2022, there was 7.995 billion people. Now it's about 8 billion people. Almost half are women, but 48% of females participated in the labor market in 2018 compared to 75% of men. So you can see all the untapped resources. Real problem. They're not being utilized in the labor force. Okay. So again, great opportunities for development. If you can get more females to participate in the labor force, your development is going to increase. Okay. That's the whole idea of this. This is really, really interesting one. It's looking at income per capita in Qatar. Okay, have a look at Qatar. It's one of the wealthiest countries. Their income per capita is 88,000. 88,000, really decent. And it's fifth. On the table, it's fifth. 88,000. Okay, but if you compare that to how they sit in terms of gender inequality, you can see there's a massive disparity. Remember, they're fifth in income per capita. Very wealthy country. But if you look at gender inequality, they sit at 133 out of 144. So it shows the level of inequality. A country that's really doing well, fifth highest in GDP per capita, but when you start looking closer and looking at data, it actually is 133 out of 146. Iceland is the first country that for the last 14 years has done fantastically well. They've got 0.912, which means they're 91.2% on its way to achieving perfect equality. Now, no country's got that. Okay, so that's not going to happen. Probably not going to happen for the next, I don't know how many years. But the idea is development is a process. You're getting closer. Qatar is 62.27. So the idea is for them to get closer and closer and become more and more equal. Now, they've improved quite a lot, actually. They were a lot lower than this in the last few years, but they've improved a lot. Okay, but you can see there's still a long way to go. Okay, question. Evaluate strategies that can lead to growth and development in developing countries. Okay, think of developmental outcomes. Okay, let's talk about growth. You think about growth outcomes, but let's think about development outcomes. So you think about development outcomes like HDI, which we'll talk about on another video. But what about outcomes such as gender equality? For example, strategies such as microfinance, which targets women setting up small businesses. Tourism often employs lots of females. Government intervention strategies could be employed to achieve developmental outcomes. For example, improving literacy among females, making them more employable in the labor market. So what I've just shown you now, how you can have developmental outcomes in terms of gender equality. So when you're talking about a strategy and it says, you know, can this strategy achieve development? Show how the strategy can lead to reducing gender inequality. Okay, there you get top marks for that, rather than just say this strategy can lead to development, this strategy can lead to growth, without any specific explanation. Show how this particular strategy can lead to a reduction of gender inequality. Explain. Money in education, will give access to more females for literacy skills, which will enable them to participate in the labor market. Okay. So hopefully, guys, this has been useful for you. The idea really is to use this in specific ways rather than just say development. This strategy can lead to development. Be more specific. So hopefully, guys, this has helped you, and I'll do a lot more of these videos. Please like, share, and subscribe. See you later. Bye-bye.